Disappointing loss. We led plenty of the game to win. It's kind of been a unfortunate formula for us in these close losses where we've led the majority of the game. We have not been able to stop anybody in the second half. That's got to get corrected, and we just haven't been able to correct it. So until we figure it out, it's not going to get any easier. But I thought we did a lot of good things, but certainly in the last 20 minutes defensively, hardly anything good happened down there for us. So frustrating result, and give Dubar credit. I mean, we have one guy just come in here and kick our tails, so give him credit.
Hey, Roger from Newsday. When you seem to kind of hit a rhythm there early going, in the second half a little bit less, did their defensive intensity get better, or I know they started to press a little bit more. Did speeding you guys up have an impact?
I don't think so. It's just is what it is. We couldn't hit shots in the second half. It all stems on the defensive end. When you're feeling good on the defensive end, when the offense comes too.
Stevenson Moore spent a lot of time covering their guy Thomas, and I mean, the numbers really sort of display what a good job he did. What did you think of the way that a guy who we always sort of think of as a scorer took on a different kind of assignment?
Yeah, I think Tyler's one of our best defenders. He did a great job. He had to fight over tons of screens. He just had to use a lot of energy on the defensive end, and he's always going to be the other team's main focus too. So it's definitely tough for him.
When they're mounting their comeback, what are some of the things that you guys are trying to say to each other about, like, slowing it down?
Not sure about slowing it down. It's just trying to string together some stops on the defensive end. Weren't able to do it this game, but back at it on Thursday.
Thursday, yeah.
Riley Brand, mid-major madness. Do you think maybe, I don't want to say the pace of tonight's game, but just the physicality of tonight's game bothered some of you guys? I know you got a lot of different contributions from different guys, kind of looking at the stat sheet, but just with how physical tonight was, how do you guys think you dealt with that?
I don't think physicality was that big of a deal. It's just couldn't get stops on the defensive end. It's all it came down to, really.
What did you think of the intensity of this particular, because you guys are like regional rivals?
Yeah, it was great. It was nice how the fans came out, a lot of students, but yeah.
You had a bit of a shooting slump for a while there, and you've been able to break out of it. 3 of the last 4 games you're in double digits. So what have you been doing differently lately that's been your key to success on the offensive end?
Trust the work. It is what it is. Sometimes shots aren't going to fall. No excuses. Just got to keep playing.
And then tonight, you guys were able to keep Tyler Thomas at bay, but in turn, Dubar went off for 30. How do you feel you guys executed on the defensive end?
Not very well. It's back-to-back games. 2 dudes went off, so we got to figure it out.
Anything else?
Coach, it's become a reoccurring theme at this point. Like you said, go up by double digits in the first half, and then by final buzzer you guys are down. So, what is your analysis of that? Do you think it's something coaching related? Do you think it's game plan related? What is your analysis of that?
Well, I mean, I think when you don't get stops, it's always can be game plan related. Some of the shots Dubar hit were hard, but he plays the same position as the guy that single-handedly beat us on at Delaware. So we've had a real hard time getting stops against a versatile 4-man who can score inside and out. And that's not the only position that we've given up baskets to, but I thought Tyler Stevenson Moore did an awesome job defensively. He wasn't really able to get on track offensively, but defensively he was great. But we got to get better mentality about us. I think sometimes it's hard. You never see you shoot and the ball doesn't go in. I mean, I don't want to get lost in the shuffle here. I mean, we're 5 for 22 from three. We're dead last in the league in three-pointers made. We're dead last in percentage. So when you shoot and don't score, because if you make a shot, you get a little extra juice. And when you shoot and miss, it's easy to mentally cave in a little bit. And whether that's what's going on, I couldn't tell you. I just know that the amount of layups they shot in the second half was ridiculous. I mean, they got 11 two-point field goals. I don't know if they had a runner or floater. They had a really hard turnaround jumper that Tyler Thomas made late shot clock. But most of their stuff was just right at the rim. So, frustrating for sure. But Dubar was terrific. Give him credit. I mean, we had no answer.
And about 30 seconds remaining, down by 4. Jared Fry pulls up from a couple feet from behind the three-point line. He's proven that he can make those, but how do you feel about that look?
Well, listen, if he's not going to shoot that, we can't have him in. He was open. That wasn't out of his range. He's our leading three-point percentage shooter. I mean, is it deep? Yeah, but that's what he brings to the table for us. So, it's a shot you'd like to see go in. The more frustrating to me, like we're down 2 and we weren't trying to foul and we fouled. I mean, just really some stuff that came back and bit us. But yeah, I mean, look, is it a great shot? No, but I mean, they're switching everything. So when you switch everything, you can't come off a down screen and be open. So that's why you're not going to get Tyler off a pin down, because we ran Tyler off pin downs about 10 times. We ran him off staggers, and they just switch, because they didn't play any big guys. They played all guards. So we weren't going to be able to get a guy off a pin down screen. That wasn't going to happen. So now it becomes, it's a one-on-one pull-up, or it's a spot-up jumper. Now, was the spot-up deep? Yeah, but if he was standing at the top of the key, he'd have been tightly guarded, and he wouldn't have been able to shoot it at all. So I have no issue with that one at all, to be honest. I mean, we had to go in, but even if it goes in, you're still down with 15 seconds. It's not like you're winning the game for sure at that point.
Geno, do you feel like you guys didn't take enough of an advantage with your size?
No, we couldn't score in there. We threw it in there, and we traveled, and we threw it in there, and they double-teamed. And we kicked it out, and we missed. I mean, so we threw it in there. We threw it in there a lot. I mean, if you go adding up, I mean, listen, nobody loves our 2 big guys more than me. But you can't be 5 for 14. So it got in there. It wasn't going in the basket quite as much as it's gone in the basket in other games. And we didn't hurt them on the offensive glass when they're playing all guards out there, and Dubar allows them to do it, but I was not, it wasn't our best game in terms of post presence compared to what we've gotten in other games.
The job that Stevenson, Moore, and Phillip did on Thomas, I mean, what can you say about that?
Oh, they worked their tails off. I mean, he's a hard guy to guard. He leads the country in shots. So you're talking about a guy who has zero concern over missing, and a guy who can get shots off in tight space. And if he misses, he's unfazed. So, he's a hard guy to guard. He's a really hard guy to guard. So I thought Tyler was outstanding, and I thought Sabry, when he was over there, was outstanding also. But that was kind of the end of our positive defensive contributions. I mean, we guarded one guy well, and let another guy just absolutely get whatever he wanted.
Coach, I know it didn't necessarily fall the way you wanted, but I got to ask about the performance from Andre tonight. 17 points, 11 rebounds. It's fitting that the local guy had some success tonight between Hofstra and Stony Brook. So just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
He was terrific, and I said after the game to the team, I mean, I thought he played at a really, really, really high level, and I thought a few other guys played okay, and then I thought we had some guys not play well. I didn't think anybody besides Andre played at a high level, and he did a heck of a job. He did a lot of really good things out there, and he's really been playing well. If you look, he's really played well the last about 3 weeks, maybe 4. He's really played well. So I wasn't shocked that he had success, but he's on an upward trajectory and getting some confidence and doing a lot of good things.